language learners and valued listeners. A huge warm welcome back to another episode of Idiom Insights. I'm Emma, and it's always a genuine pleasure to join you as we explore the fascinating, intricate, and often amusing world of English idioms together. Thanks so much for lending us your ears today. That's beautiful.
And a massive, cheerful hello from me too. It's Jack, your enthusiastic co-host, ready to join Emma in unpacking some more idiomatic treasures that make everyday English so much more expressive and interesting. Welcome back to Idiom Insights. Emma, isn't it fascinating how these short phrases often pack such a powerful punch? They can convey effort, endurance, conflict, motivation, all in just a few words. It's linguistic efficiency at its best.
That's beautifully put, Jack. Linguistic efficiency combined with deep cultural resonance. Today's idioms are perfect examples, touching upon themes of exceptional effort, perseverance through hardship, addressing grievances directly, and understanding hidden motives. Really getting to grips with these nuances is key for learners who want to move beyond basic comprehension and truly connect with the heart of English communication. It's about understanding the why behind the words, not just the what.
Exactly. It's like learning the secret code native speakers use intuitively. So, let's decode some more secrets today. On this episode of Idiom Insights, packed with useful phrases, we're going to carefully explore these 4 expressions. First, exceeding expectations. Go the extra mile. What does this journey entail? Next, encouraging perseverance. Hang in there. A lifeline of words in tough times. Then, addressing a specific complaint. Have a bone to pick. Sounds slightly medieval, but it's about modern conflict. And finally, understanding hidden motives. Have an axe to grind. A phrase suggesting bias and personal agendas.
A really potent mix today, Jack, covering effort, support, confrontation, and motivation. Before we start exploring the journey involved in going the extra mile, we'd just like to share that very quick, very friendly reminder from your Idiom Insights team. If you're finding these discussions valuable and want to ensure you catch every single episode we release, please do take just a moment to hit that subscribe or follow button on your podcast platform. It keeps us connected.
Yes, please do. It's the simplest way to make sure you don't miss any of our idiom explorations. And if you have another spare second, leaving a like or a positive rating really makes a difference. It helps other passionate English learners find the show, and quite honestly, it gives us a wonderful boost. Okay, helpful prompts delivered. Emma, let's talk about effort. What does it truly mean when someone is praised for going the extra mile? It sounds like putting in more work than required.
That's precisely the core idea, Jack. Doing more than is necessary or expected. When someone goes the extra mile, it means they make a special, additional effort to do more than they are required or expected to do in order to achieve something, help someone, or provide excellent service. It implies exceeding expectations, demonstrating exceptional commitment, care, or helpfulness. It's about willingly doing more than the bare minimum. It suggests a positive attitude and a strong work ethic or sense of responsibility.
Exceeding expectations willingly, that's a key aspect. It's not just doing your job, it's choosing to do more than your job description demands. You often hear it in the context of customer service. A shop assistant who spends ages helping you find the perfect item, wraps it beautifully, and even carries it to your car is definitely going the extra mile. Or in personal relationships, a friend who doesn't just offer sympathy when you're having a bad time, but actively helps you find solutions, cooks you meals, or takes care of practical tasks without being asked is truly going the extra mile. It signifies exceptional effort driven by care or commitment.
Absolutely, Jack. That voluntary above and beyond aspect is what distinguishes it. Simply fulfilling your duties isn't going the extra mile. It's about that discretionary effort, that added touch, that demonstration that you care enough to do more. It often leaves a very positive and lasting impression on the recipient because it feels like a genuine act of goodwill or exceptional dedication, not just obligation. It's often what separates adequate service or effort from truly outstanding service or effort.
Outstanding is the perfect word for it. It's about striving for excellence beyond the requirements. Let's listen to Mia and Mark, who has demonstrated this exceptional level of effort.
Mark, I have to tell you about the wonderful experience I had at that little independent bookstore, the Reading Nook, this afternoon. I was looking for a rather obscure poetry collection for my mom's birthday.
The reading nook? Oh yes, the small one near the station. Did they actually have the obscure book you were looking for? I'd be surprised if they stocked it.
No, they didn't have it in stock, as you suspected. But the owner, Mr. Harrison, was incredibly helpful. When I told him the title, he didn't just say, "Sorry, we don't have it." He first spent about 10 minutes searching his computer database thoroughly, checking various suppliers and publishers to see if it was even still in print.
Okay, that's already pretty good service, actually doing a proper search.
Exactly. But then, when he confirmed it was out of print and hard to find, he didn't stop there. He asked if I minded waiting. Then he made 3 phone calls to specialist secondhand book dealers he knew in other cities, describing the book and asking if they had a copy.
He made calls to other cities for you? For one out-of-print poetry book? Wow.
I know. And guess what? The 3rd dealer he called actually had a copy in good condition. Mr. Harrison arranged for them to hold it for me, gave me their contact details, and even drew me a little map showing how to find their shop if I happened to be in that city. He spent nearly half an hour helping me. He really, truly went the extra mile. I was so grateful.
That is absolutely fantastic customer service. He did far more than anyone would reasonably expect just to help one customer find one book. Definitely a perfect example of someone going the extra mile. No wonder that shop has such loyal customers.
What a wonderful story! Mr. Harrison's actions clearly demonstrate the meaning of the idiom. He didn't just do his basic job, he expended significant additional time and effort.
Precisely. Making those calls, arranging the hold, drawing the map, these were all actions far beyond standard procedure. Mark correctly identifies this as going the extra mile, highlighting the exceptional voluntary effort made purely to help Mia. It's a perfect illustration of exceeding expectations through outstanding service. Listeners, can you think of a time someone went the extra mile for you or when you did for someone else?
Now, from making extra effort, let's turn to enduring difficult times. Our second idiom is a common phrase of encouragement. Hang in there. Jack, this sounds like telling someone to hold on tightly. What's the deeper meaning?
That's exactly the feeling it conveys, Emma. Holding on, not letting go when things are tough. Hang in there is an expression used to encourage someone to persevere, to keep trying, or to remain patient and determined during a difficult, challenging, or stressful situation. It's a way of saying don't give up, keep going, or be patient. Things will eventually get better. It offers support and expresses hope during adversity. It acknowledges the difficulty but encourages endurance.
Encouraging endurance and offering hope. That's key. It's often said with empathy and understanding. It's not necessarily telling someone what to do, unlike advice like pull yourself together. Instead, it's more about offering moral support and expressing belief in their ability to withstand the hardship. You might say, hang in there to a student struggling with difficult exams, or to someone going through a lengthy job search, or to a friend dealing with illness or personal problems. It's a message of solidarity and encouragement to keep persisting despite the struggle.
Absolutely. That supportive, empathetic quality is vital. It doesn't minimize the difficulty. It acknowledges it. I know things are tough right now, but adds that layer of encouragement. But keep going, don't despair. It's like offering a verbal handhold while someone is navigating a rough patch. It could be used while waiting for important news. The results should be out next week, just hang in there a little longer. Or during a tough physical challenge. Only 1 kilometer left in the race, hang in there. It's versatile, but always about persevering through difficulty.
It really is a versatile and kind expression of support. Let's listen to Mia and Mark, who is needing some encouragement to keep going.
Mark, I spoke to my sister Sarah again this morning. She sounded really down. She's still recovering from that nasty flu she had, and she said she just feels completely drained of energy all the time, even though the fever is gone.
Oh, poor Sarah. That post-viral fatigue can be really debilitating, can it? It sometimes takes weeks, even months, to fully get your strength back. After a bad bout of flu like that, is she getting frustrated with the slow recovery?
Yes, extremely frustrated. She said she hates feeling so weak and unproductive. She's trying to get back to her normal routine, looking after the kids and trying to do some work from home, but she just feels exhausted after doing the smallest things. She sounded quite tearful about it, actually.
Oh, that's tough. It must be hard feeling like you should be better, but your body just isn't cooperating yet. What did you say to her? It's hard to know what to say sometimes, beyond just sympathizing.
I know. I mostly just listened and told her she needs to be patient with herself and allow her body time to heal properly. I reminded her that pushing too hard might actually set her recovery back. I basically just told her to rest as much as possible and to hang in there.
That sounds like exactly the right advice. acknowledging the frustration but encouraging patience and perseverance. Telling her to hang in there is probably the best support you can offer right now. Just letting her know you understand it's tough, but urging her gently not to give up hope on feeling better eventually.
That's a very appropriate use of the idiom in a supportive context. Sarah is clearly going through a difficult, frustrating period of slow recovery.
Exactly. Mia uses hang in there not as a demand, but as gentle encouragement for Sarah to persevere through the frustration, to be patient with the slow healing process, and not to despair. Mark confirms this is suitable advice, highlighting the idiom's role in offering support during prolonged difficulty. So, listeners of Idiom Insights, when have you needed someone to tell you to hang in there?
Now, let's shift from supportive encouragement to addressing conflict. Our third idiom sounds slightly aggressive. Have a bone to pick. Emma, what does this phrase mean, and where does that rather strange image come from?
It does sound a bit primal, doesn't it, Jack? Like two dogs arguing over a bone. While the exact origin is debated, that image captures the feeling quite well. If you have a bone to pick with someone, it means you have a specific complaint, grievance, disagreement, or issue that you need to discuss or argue about with them directly. You are annoyed or unhappy about something they have said or done, and you want to confront them about it to express your dissatisfaction and perhaps seek a resolution or explanation. It clearly signals that a potentially difficult conversation about a specific problem is coming.
Signaling a specific complaint needing direct discussion. That's key. It's not just vague annoyance, it's targeted. You wouldn't usually say this unless you intended to actually talk to the person involved about the specific issue. You might say to a colleague, "John, can we talk later? I have a bone to pick with you about how that client meeting was handled." This clearly indicates you have a specific criticism or complaint regarding the meeting that you need to address with him directly. It prepares the other person for a potentially critical conversation.
Precisely, it prepares them. It's often more direct and less aggressive than just launching into an angry tirade. Saying, "I have a bone to pick," can actually be a slightly formal, almost controlled way of initiating a necessary but potentially unpleasant conversation about a specific grievance. It frames the issue as something that needs picking over or examining between the two parties involved. It focuses on a particular bone of contention rather than a general attack on the person's character. It's about addressing a specific point of conflict.
Focusing on the specific bone, that's a good way to think about it. It delineates the area of conflict. Let's hear from Mia and Mark. Who has a specific grievance they need to air?
Mark, can you come here for a moment? There's something I need to talk to you about concerning the state of the kitchen this morning.
The kitchen? What about it? I made myself some toast earlier, but I thought I cleaned up after myself properly. Is there a problem? You sound a bit serious.
Well, yes, I am a bit serious because I'm rather annoyed. I came down this morning to find dirty plates and cutlery stacked by the sink, coffee spilled on the counter and not wiped up, and the empty milk carton just left out instead of being put in the recycling.
Oh, right. Was it really that bad? I was in a rush trying to get ready for my early call.
Mark, we have an agreement about keeping the kitchen tidy, especially when we both have busy mornings. It's not fair for one of us to leave a mess for the other to deal with. Frankly, I have a bone to pick with you about your definition of cleaning up properly this morning.
Okay, you're right. I probably did rush it and didn't tidy up as thoroughly as I should have. I'm sorry. Let me go and sort it out properly right now. No need for a major argument.
Thank you. I just needed to raise it because it happens quite often. And it's frustrating. Consider the bone picked for now.
That scenario clearly shows the idiom used to initiate a discussion about a specific complaint. Mia is annoyed about the state of the kitchen, a recurring issue.
Yes, she uses have a bone to pick to signal directly to Mark that she has a specific grievance she needs to address with him regarding his actions, or lack thereof, that morning. It immediately flags the conversation as being about a point of contention. It's a very clear use of the idiom to preface a complaint. Listeners, do you prefer people to tell you directly if they have a bone to pick with you?
And finally, let's explore another idiom related to conflict or argument, but with a different nuance. Have an axe to grind. Jack, this sounds even more potentially aggressive than picking a bone. What does it imply?
It implies a deeper, often hidden motivation, Emma. While having a bone to pick is about wanting to resolve a specific, usually openly acknowledged grievance with someone, having an axe to grind means having a hidden agenda, a selfish reason, a strong personal bias, or a long-held private grievance that motivates your actions, arguments, or criticism, concerning a particular subject or person. It suggests your stated reasons for arguing or acting might not be your real reasons. Instead, you are driven by a hidden desire for revenge, personal gain, or advancing a particular biased viewpoint. The axe represents that underlying, often sharp, personal motive.
The hidden, selfish, or biased motive is absolutely central here. If someone consistently argues against a colleague's proposals, not on their merits, but because they secretly resent that colleague for getting a promotion they wanted, that person has an axe to grind. Their criticism isn't objective, it's fueled by personal resentment. Or if a politician constantly attacks a particular policy, not just based on objective policy critique, but because the policy was proposed by a rival they personally despise, they might be accused of having an axe to grind. Their opposition stems from a personal vendetta, not just principle.
Exactly. It implies that the person's judgment or argument is compromised by their hidden agenda. It's often used to dismiss or question the validity of someone's criticism or stance by suggesting it's not objective but personally motivated. If someone writes an incredibly negative review of a book, and you later find out the reviewer had a major personal falling out with the author, you might suspect the reviewer had an axe to grind. You question the objectivity of the review because of the potential hidden bias. It casts doubt on the stated reasons for someone's behavior or argument.
Casting doubt on objectivity due to hidden motives. That's a crucial function of this idiom. Let's hear Mia and Mark discuss someone whose motives they suspect might not be entirely pure.
Mark, what did you think of Mr. Henderson's lengthy objections to the proposal for planting more communal flower beds at the residents' meeting last night? He went on for ages about the cost, the maintenance, the choice of flowers.
Yes, he was very vocal against it, wasn't he? It seemed a bit strange, though, because the costs are actually minimal, funded by donations, and several residents have already volunteered to do the maintenance. His objections felt disproportionately strong.
My thoughts exactly. Everyone else seemed quite positive about brightening up the communal areas, but Mr. Henderson just kept finding problems, focusing on tiny details, really trying to block the whole idea.
You know, I wonder if there's more to it than just his stated concerns about cost and maintenance. Remember last year when the committee rejected his proposal to install that enormous, rather ugly concrete bird bath right in the middle of the main lawn? He was quite annoyed about that at the time.
Oh, I'd forgotten about the concrete bird bath incident. You think his opposition to the flower beds now is somehow connected to that? Like, payback?
It's possible, isn't it? Maybe he just dislikes any communal garden improvements that weren't his idea. Perhaps he still resents the committee rejecting his bird bath, and that's why he's determined to block this new proposal. It feels like he might have an axe to grind about the whole garden committee and their decisions, rather than genuinely objecting to the flower beds themselves.
That would explain the intensity of his opposition on rather weak grounds. It certainly feels like he has an axe to grind. His arguments don't seem purely objective.
That conversation perfectly illustrates the suspicion of hidden motives. Mr. Henderson's stated objections seem weak, leading Mia and Mark to suspect a deeper reason for his opposition.
Exactly. Mark suggests that Henderson might have an axe to grind due to the rejection of his previous proposal, implying his current objections aren't based on the merits of the flowerbed plan, but are fueled by past resentment or a hidden agenda. It clearly shows the idiom used to question the objectivity of someone's stance due to suspected personal bias. Listeners of Idiom Insights, how can you tell if someone just has a complaint versus having an axe to grind?
And with that question about hidden motives, we conclude our exploration for this episode. 4 idioms examined in detail. Let's quickly recap which phrases we covered today.
It's been another really interesting discussion. Today on Idiom Insights, we explored go the extra mile, to make a special additional effort, to do more than expected. Hang in there, to persevere through difficulties, don't give up, used as encouragement. Have a bone to pick, to have a specific complaint or grievance to discuss with someone. Have an axe to grind, to have a hidden motive or personal grievance that fuels one's arguments or actions.
Fantastic. We truly hope that our detailed discussions, focusing on the nuances, origins, and applications of these idioms, along with the dialogues, have provided you with a comprehensive understanding. Remember, the goal is not just knowing the meaning, but feeling the meaning.
Absolutely. Keep paying attention to context. Keep listening. Keep reading. And if you found today's episode of Idiom Insights valuable and enriching, we would be immensely grateful if you could take just a second to leave us a like, a rating, or even a short positive review. Your support means the world to us.
And please ensure you're subscribed or following Idiom Insights. It guarantees you won't miss our next foray into the amazing world of English expressions. We release new episodes regularly and love sharing this learning journey with our incredible listeners.
We really do cherish this community. Thank you for joining us today. Until next time, keep learning enthusiastic.
Bye, everyone. Take care, stay safe, and keep up the fantastic work.